Who wants first?
Do you want to start?
I don't care.
Go for it.
All right, great. So, my Skibbity, Ohio. Sorry, hold on. What was it? Crash out.
Crash out.
My crash out. So, to the listeners that may not know, which is hopefully everybody, I've got a very, very big temper. It's on a stupidly long fuse. I've put up with a lot of bullshit. I can laugh a lot of things off. And I can talk out of so many different situations to where when I feel myself starting to get angry, I can relate to that person that's making me angry and we can work something out. You know? Most of the time, I'm good. I grew up when I was a kid. I know it's a long story, but I think it's important to preface this. When I was a kid, I one time woke up with putting a kid's head into the gravel on the playground.
Okay.
Sitting on his chest, bashing the back of his head into the gravel.
Was this post-concussion?
Which one?
Let's just say one of them. I'm going to guess it was post-concussion. Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Okay.
But he made fun of me for like 6 months straight.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I finally snapped. That happened, right? So, flash forward years later, I'm now an adult, and I haven't actually lost my temper where I see red, I black out, I come to with people about y'all's sizes, honestly, holding me to the ground, the whole room freaking the fuck out kind of a thing. It very rarely happens. I'm on tour with a band. We're doing New York.
So you're like a shitty Hulk. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm a really shitty Hulk. I'm a teeny tiny Hulk that doesn't get any bigger.
The incredible douche.
How do you never turn into the Hulk? I have a very long fuse and I don't get very angry very often.
I don't get angry very often, but when I do, you won't like me when I do.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always drunk.
Fair. So anyways,
we need you to fight Thanos.
yeah.
He's probably trying to do good in his own way.
I don't do that anymore. There's also too many people. So
I can empathize with Thanos.
Let me talk to him real quick.
So we're playing in New York. We're booked for this teeny little shitty like punk tiki bar. I somehow find 2 parallel spots in front of this bitch in Lower Manhattan, like Lower West Side, right in front of the venue. God damn it, so cool. This is a great omen. So we walk in and we're like, hey, we're here for the show. We're going to be like headlining the show. Massively old punk rocker. Like he took his like stretch gauges out years ago. So he's now just has
he's
these
got the
like,
wobbles,
flappy buttholes just hanging out by his chin or whatever. It was
flappy buttholes.
And he's like,
that's exactly what they look like.
All you need is your guitars and your drums. No, and your cymbals. We got everything else. It's like, no, sorry, buddy. We do this a little differently. We've got like a lead guitar player that has like a whole bunch of like synths attached to his guitar rig, and then we have a synth player, and then we have a synth player that also plays bass. It's kind of an involved thing. We have extra gear if you need it. All you need is your guitars and your cymbals. And I was like, man, I'm so sorry, but like seriously, like it's kind of a setup for us. We will take care of everything. Don't worry about it. All you need is like, okay, buddy. So we just start carrying things in. He's giving shit about it the whole time. Like, I swear to God, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So we set up. We're playing to one person who is so high. She's a friend of a friend that's going to like host us in Queens because we have another show in Queens. She's going to let us crash at her place. She's so high, she passes out in the middle of the set. Like literally just lays down on the table and falls asleep. Meanwhile, this piece
lays her head down, or you mean like her whole body?
Her head, well, yeah, her like shoulders and everything.
Sorry,
She's just
I was thinking like she was like
table.
Snoopy on his like doghouse. That's when you like, damn, this bitch is comfortable.
Just like, just shoves everything off the
table. Yeah. And a tiny bit of information on me. I take playing very seriously. Like when I'm about to play a show, I take that very seriously. When we're ever going to perform a live show, I take it seriously. If nobody else takes it seriously,
you're
taking
a little
angry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm playing on this garbage drum set. The cymbals are literally flying off of the stands because there's no wing nuts to hold them bitches on.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
The second time it happens, it just flies across the room. We have a very well-organized set and a very immaculate, difficult setup that we always do everywhere we go. It's just not happening. Lead singer turns to me and was like, dude, you want to fucking call this shit? And one, I said yes. But two, in the back of my head, I was like, that's the worst thing you could ever fucking ask me. Is to call a show short.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, fuck it. Fuck this. Fuck that guy who's also our sound guy.
Right.
And the bouncer and the bartender of this little piece of shit place. So we're like, fuck it. We call it early, and the guy comes around and was like, you guys are awesome. Like, come back anytime you want. I was like, buddy, I can guarantee we will never be back here. Thanks so much for having us. Don't want to talk to you anymore. Goodbye.
We're done.
I'm carrying out my little bit of stuff to our primo parking spot that I was so proud of. Thought it was a good omen to just lead to one high girl passed out in the audience. And I'm like, I go in and turn on the lights to like turn on the trailer lights so you can actually see to load in because there's a lot of gear that we loaded out. We have to load a lot of gear in.
Yeah.
I'm walking around the other side in a Jeep of bros. And I mean this in the sense of 6 to 8 douchebags piled into a Jeep go flying by and peg me in the chest with a fucking strawberry daiquiri. Frozen.
A strawberry daiquiri?
Just a random group of Jeep of bros just pegged me in the chest.
Like the movie Dodgeball?
Yes.
Like
Go back to Treasure Island!
like a herd of douchebags?
Peg me in the fucking chest with a frozen strawberry daiquiri. I lose it.
Yeah.
I lose it.
Yeah.
I completely fucking snap. I start chasing them down. I have a vague memory of them cackling, and then the light turns red, and now I'm gaining on them. And the laughter stops. And then you hear that weird, like, inter-person mumbling / kind of starting to freak out. It's like, this dude is gaining on us kind of a thing. So I'm almost on them. The light turns green, and they all go, yeah. So I take everything out of my pockets, keys, change, my cell phone, and chuck it at the back windshield as hard as I fucking can. Crack the back windshield.
Hell yeah. Okay. Got that.
And then they're gone. And I'm just huffing, just flexing in the middle of the road. In lower
Which
Manhattan.
for you ladies out there, it sounds like this.
Grand
Like,
smash.
Swear to God, just standing in the middle of the fucking road. People are honking at me. They're having to swerve around me. I don't give a fuck.
You're covered in melting strawberry daiquiri and full of rage.
Come to well enough to see my entire band and manager standing on the sidewalk flabbergasted. They're like, oh my God, who is this guy? Kind of a thing. So they send the lead singer over to me, who I've known since I was a kid. And God help him. He came over. He knew the right thing to say. Walks over, stands there for a minute, gives it a beat, and he goes, at least you finally smell good. And I laughed, and then we had to find my phone and my keys and any amount of change
Anything
that we
else,
could because we
yeah.
were poor. And,
Yeah. You spoke your Jason Bourne code word. Your activation phrase.
Also, at that point, it's, like, you kind of got it all out too. You know,
Yeah.
It's done.
The chase, like your heart's up. You broke the window. You got a little bit of like
Crack that baby. Yeah.
satisfaction from that itself, and you had your fucking, and then it went away.
Yeah.
And it was good. Yeah.
Right.
So that was my crash out.
Crash out.
I swear I'm not going to learn this.
You'll get there.
I don't think you should have told me this story because now I'm like, how do I get that grant out?
That was honestly the worst thing you could have done.
Oh, man. Jamie, it's going to take a long time.
I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to pay someone to do it. You know, and I'm going to see their demise.
It has been years. If this comes out years later, I might kill him.
That's fine with me.
Oh, God.
We should find the 6 douchebags that were piloting that Jeep Wrangler.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd recognize him, Grant?
No.
Okay.
Nah.
We do
That's good, though.
a punked bit on Grant and it ends in someone's murder.
I don't want to do that.
I honestly don't punk me. It was the time that we got pranked with the pizza boxes.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I
I
thought
was
you were gonna shoot
legitimately mad.
somebody.
I was planning on shooting somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now imagine that, but crazier.
If we can point him towards a path of destruction, I think we can do that. Like if we point him towards like, I don't know, like Congress or something, like just like shake him up and then just let him go.
Yeah.
Wind him up like a monkey and then just put him in the.
Yeah, exactly.
Think
Just
of him like
point
as
him towards
as a,
White House.
as a very hot Coke can, and you're just
chang,
shaking the
chang,
shit around.
yeah.
And you hand it to someone.
chang.
That's what we're doing with Grant.
yeah.
All
What
right.
you got, Austin?
My crash out story. So this is post wisdom teeth surgery, right? So I don't know what it was about my wisdom teeth surgery. I got all 4 of them out, but it took like a couple months longer than they told me it would for me to like actually fully heal. Like there was a time for where like I didn't feel any pain, but I couldn't open my jaw all the way, and like which made eating super difficult. Because they're always like, oh, you got to stay on soft foods for this amount of time. That amount of time passed, and I still couldn't open my jaw. I'm like, what the fuck, right?
Right.
And then I remember one day I was at work and I yawned, and it just went, and like my jaw
Your ears opened up?
No, like my jaw opened.
Oh, right.
Like,
you could finally open.
yeah, and I was like, ah,
Is this good? Is this bad?
yeah. And then the following Sunday, like I had a cheeseburger, like the first solid meal I've had in months. It was like the first cheeseburger I'd ever had in my entire life.
Oh, yeah.
And it was phenomenal. So a couple weeks go by. I'm like, this is great. I can eat. And then like I get a little pain in the back of my jaw. I'm like, oh, that's not good. So, I go back to the dentist and they're like, you're probably fine. Just, post surgery. I'm like, doc, it's been like months, like it should be healed by now. Right.
Yeah.
And he was like, you'll be fine. And so he
Can
sends
you
me.
look in my mouth? Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, I can tell.
Right.
I'm a dentist.
I got a good vibe about
Right.
it.
And like I remember at one point, like there was like something that like had swelled up back there, and like,
Just refusing to look into your mouth.
but I popped it and it never came back. Right? So
You
gross.
popped it?
Yeah.
Did you tell the
Popped it?
dentist that?
Yeah.
And what do you say? That's cool.
Pretty much. So
Listen, if you want, I can put the laughing gas on you, but honestly, I'm just going to play with you while you're unconscious. Because, I'm a dentist.
smell my fingers.
I'm technically a
Wink, wink.
doctor, quote unquote,
Right.
but I just go off
So-
vibes.
Does that finger smell familiar?
Oh, my God, that's me.
Is that my asshole?
A man always recognizes his own.
Remember that.
Remember that, ladies.
Right. So
Shows you a picture of his dick in your mouth. He's like, I knew you were gay.
such a joke. But no, so a couple weeks go by and I get this pain in my jaw that just becomes unbelievable, like throbbing pain in my jaw, and I'm like, doctor told me it'll go away, it'll be fine. So I kept icing it, I kept like taking Cedar. It got so bad to the point where like I was losing sleep. I probably didn't have a full night's sleep for a week, right?
Damn.
And now I'm also working at a very high paced restaurant at that time as a bar back, excuse me. And I remember one day after just a long week of excruciating pain and even more excruciatingly painful just people who I was working with and customers and all that bullshit, I was like, I just want to go home. There's a McDonald's right down the street from my house. I'm going to go there, get a burger, and just like eat the burger, try to pass out if I can, right?
Mm.
And I get to this McDonald's, and it's the only McDonald's in Antioch at the time where I was living. So everybody was there.
Yeah.
Like everybody. And
Another one.
right. I get it's the one that's like right on Murfreesboro Pike.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
And and so I get to the place where you order the food. I order my food, and then I sit there, and I'm just waiting for the line to move, but it's not moving. Like I'm stuck.
And you're in the drive-thru?
Yeah, I've already ordered.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 7 cars in front of me, and there's like 7 cars behind me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stuck. I'm not leaving, And the pain in my head is just. I'm starving. I haven't eaten all day. I've got this excruciating, painful headache that's coming from my jaw. It's like the jaw up to my head. Just 15 minutes go by. 30 minutes go by.
This sounds like if Edgar Allan Poe wrote this story about getting McDonald's.
Right. But like
The truck clock now reads 12:22.
This isn't like
The truck clock now reads 12:37.
this isn't like 1:30 in the morning, right? And dude, like, and on top of the head pain, my stomach is now starting. Like, you ever gotten so hungry that your stomach is like bubbling?
Yeah.
Like that's going on. Headache. I'm exhausted, and like after like 45 minutes, I just go. I'm screaming in my car. I'm so fucking hungry, dude. I'm so glad that other people were in their car because if and whoever was ordering
If
their
you were
food,
standing in line as a human, they would have lost their shit. Yeah.
right?
Ran away.
Y'all gotta cook these burgers fast. This white boy out there tweaking.
Dude, I was screaming.
Everybody, tuck in. This white boy fucking mad.
And this is back when I had that little Kia Rio, right?
Oh, yeah.
So like, not only am I starving, head throbbing, I'm exhausted. I'm in this tiny
Least
little box.
intimidating car
I'm
of
in
all
this
time.
tiny little box.
Basically driving a coffin.
Right. Well, almost was.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
That's true.
Don't drink and drive, friends.
True.
I finally get to the front of the line, and at this point, I'm like shaking, and I grab the bag, and I give him the cash. I don't even think I took my change. I think I just gave him the cash. I just went drove away, peeled off. I got to my house, and like I ate the food. And I get into my
They got
bed.
your order wrong.
No. Oh my god.
Where's my sweet and sour?
Dude,
If that would have got my fucking order wrong. Oh my god.
We wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah, right.
Austin would be in a sanitarium somewhere, just drooling.
Right. And so I finally
Is my
eat.
DoorDash here?
I get to my bed and still like my head is throbbing so bad, and I've taken head like acetaminophen, and I got the Advil dual action, and nothing is helping the pain. It was terrible for my fucking liver that week.
Yeah,
because I probably took like 24 pills that night.
Damn,
just to like get the fucking head to go away.
Mm-hmm.
And which is super dangerous. Don't do that.
That's too many.
Yeah. And so the next day at work, I go in and my boss is like, "You don't look good." I was like, "I haven't."
You don't know the things that I've seen.
I was like, "I haven't slept in a week. I have this throbbing fucking headache and I think it might be from like my wisdom tooth surgery." She was like, "Dude, you have a fucking infection." I was like, No, the doctor said I was fine. And she was like, "No, go to the fucking clinic right now." And luckily there was one like right around the corner. So I go in there and the doc's like,
"Ooh, this is bad."
And I was like, "Yeah, here's a prescription for this." And
Who's your dentist again? Oh, that's not even a dentist.
Yeah.
His name is Dentist.
Nah, it was it wasn't even a dentist. It was like, well, whoever does the fucking surgery, like
an oral surgeon?
Yeah, like an oral surgeon.
And he didn't even look at your mouth.
An oral surgeon still has to go to the school of dentistry.
Well, I mean, but it wasn't my
And then
primary
some.
dentist, is what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't like they sent me somewhere.
You went to a
else.
specialist.
Yeah, They sent me somewhere else, not their dentist office.
That's just a guy they knew.
Yeah. Yeah, go talk to Phil.
Yeah, he just likes teeth.
A little too much sometimes, it should be fine.
You know why we call him Phil? Because he fills them in.
So
At the end of the surgery, he just asks you, "Is like, do you want to keep your teeth? Because I kind of collect them."
Is it okay if I keep these? It's like fucking, sure.
yeah. So they finally got me on some anti whatever
Biotics.
antibiotics.
Isn't
yeah.
it crazy to think that that's all you needed?
What's crazy to think is if I waited any longer, I probably would have died
That too.
because of the infection that was spreading to my fucking brain.
Yeah.
That's where it goes.
Yeah. And there's no, and like what
No, for real.
recompense do you have? No, for real. A jaw infection is
It
dangerous.
goes
Yeah.
straight to the skull.
And
Yeah.
like, what can you do against that guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like you can be like, well, guess what, motherfucker? I own your medical license now.
Yeah.
You know, you almost killed me.
Yeah. You told me I was fine, Doc.
Yeah. You didn't even look.
Didn't even look. Bastard.
It's a good one.
That was amazing. Thank you. Is there more to the story?
No, like the
How much
pain
more do you need?
I don't know.
the pain subsided, like the infection went away, and like I could finally just like go on a normal life, eating the foods that I love, and you know,
Austin went back to that McDonald's and was like, I'm sorry for my behavior. They were like, that wasn't even the third craziest thing we saw that night.
this is Antioch.
Who are you again? Oh yeah, no, we've seen way worse.
I've never screamed louder in my life. Like what you just heard was nothing compared to what was going on in that car.
The car in front of you and the car behind you heard the yell, and they just locked their doors.
I'm getting my McChicken. I'm not getting out of line.
And then turn their podcast off.
What was it? Norwegian Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I'll throw it back to that episode. That was so great. Jorgen Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Kramer's
like,
still just Kramer.
Kramer's still Kramer.
yeah, it was like Jerry Fjord or something.
I thought it was like Jorg.
Jorgen's.
I don't know.
It was good.
It was good. It was a fun bit.
Anyway,
We did better with that last time.
okay, this is a two-parter, boys. If you recall,
That's right.
That's
we were
right.
covering the YSL case, officially known as the State of Georgia versus Jeffrey Williams et al.
And if I remember right, we talked about how fucked up Georgia was.
Yeah, I basically gave essentially saying like, what is a RICO charge? What does it look like? And then basically how corrupt Georgia is, specifically the Atlanta region. I think Grace told me this, Grant, but Grace was saying how apparently Atlanta is in 3 different counties. Is that correct?
Yeah.
It's like most of it's in Fulton County, if I'm not mistaken.
Vast majority, yeah.
Yeah. But I asked her, like, how does anything get done in a city
Yeah,
It
right.
if there's 3 different counties?
Just competing with each other.
Yeah. And then she was like, oh, like just like Grant said, it's like, oh, nothing gets done.
It doesn't. Yeah.
So,
Wild.
yeah, I was like, dude,
Make
That's
another county.
That's smart city planning.
that's what
You want a 4th county?
Yeah. No. Just like all
Uber County.
where Atlanta, the city is, the Atlanta city limits county.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I full-heartedly agree with you, but okay, so never mind, let's not get into it. Go ahead. It's a lot.
Go ahead, Jamie.
So let's get into the YSL RICO charge. This is the longest court case in Georgia history. It is easily,
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Hence why I said, like, one reason why I wanted to cover this case is because I think this is going to go into the history books.
Okay.
Because it is easily the most expensive court case, costing millions, if not tens of millions, to taxpayers. Because you have to think, in every one of these situations, you're paying for the judge, but most importantly, the lawyers. Lawyers are stupid expensive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So these,
yeah.
especially in a RICO charge, the defense lawyers are already charging millions of dollars, but the defense also is getting paid normally about 6 figures in the least. So they are making pretty good money taking up cases for the state. Depending on how everything rolls out, sometimes the court cost has to be eaten by the state as well. And depending how this all rolls out, like the state might actually have to pay out.
Okay.
But we can get into that later. Let's start off with just a timeline of how everything happens. So May 9th, 2022. Young Thug is arrested on an array of RICO charges. On May 9th, the YSL rapper was apprehended along with 27 other alleged gang members as part of a 56-count indictment. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis, who I said has multiple situations where there seems to be some level of corruption, and is still doing her job not very well, is what it seems. But anyway, she's alleging that Young Thug, born Jeffrey Williams, was a leader of the Young Slime Operation, YSL, and dubbed him King Slime, which,
Okay.
simple name. Simple
Sounds
effective.
like a Smash Bros character.
I was going to say, it sounds like a little villain in like an 8-bit game.
Right.
Where it's like, uh-oh, King Slime.
And I'd take it.
It's a fun nickname, though.
Thugger was hit with charges for allegedly participating in violent street activities and conspiring to violate the RICO Act. He was tied to accusations of murder, assault, robbery, theft, gun possession, illegal drug possession, and more around the Atlanta area since 2012. Hang on, never mind. There's going to be a raid here soon, so you get to hear more about that. Fast forward, May 11th, 2022. Gunna turns himself in, who is one of the signees to the YSL camp. Less than 48 hours after Thug was taken into custody, Gunna, born Sergio Kitchens, turned himself in. The YSL rapper was charged with 1 count of conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corruption Organizations Act. Mr. Sergio, known as Gunna, is innocent, and the indictment falsely portrays his music as part of a criminal conspiracy, is what Gunna's attorneys, Donald F. Samuel, and others said in a joint statement. The very next day, Young Thug is hit with even more felony charges after getting his home raided. Thug's Buckhead, Georgia home was raided by police.
Oh, shit, he's in Buckhead?
Yeah.
Damn, he doing all right.
Is that a nice neighborhood?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The drugs and weapons reportedly recovered by authorities resulted in an additional 7 felonies tackled onto his already RICO charges.
Damn. What was that, like 43 or something?
Oh, well, that's for everybody.
Okay.
I think now he's got multiple felonies. I want to say like 14 is what he finally gets charged with.
That's not even close to 34.
Charged or convicted. Or charged but not convicted.
Trump.
June 2nd, 2022, Young Thug is denied bail. Young Thug got a bond hearing a month after being arrested, but he was denied bail. Prosecutors labeled him as the head of the operation and the most dangerous part of the alleged gang, and argued he shouldn't be allowed to have access to the streets again. They also feared witness intimidation could play if Young Thug worked out of jail. Thug's team tried to argue that he was needed at home as a father and a pillar of the Atlanta community. Which...
Well... First of all, probably wasn't a gang. Second of all, if it was a gang, then he probably was actually helping the community at large. Because a lot of times gangs give back. They're fucking Robin Hood. They are the Robin Hood most of the time.
I don't know about most of the time.
No, some of the time.
Yeah. I don't know that the AB is putting back a lot of resources into the community.
All right, I'll recant a little bit.
I like you going with like Black Panthers. Yeah, that was a gang, and they gave back to the community.
Yeah,
Bloods, not so much.
Fair.
June 14th, 2022, Gunna releases a statement claiming he's innocent. Gunna spent his 29th birthday...
Well, if he said he was, he probably was.
Well, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Gunna spent his 29th birthday behind bars, but released this statement. For now, I don't have my freedom, but I am innocent. I am being falsely accused and will never stop fighting to clear my name. And then in a caption, he posted 22 and 2, just a bed and a shower, no windows, just walls. Can't see or talk to anyone. I'm writing now and still praying every day. I was raised to fight fire with water, even though my country's amendments have failed me. Protect black art.
He's not wrong.
That's exactly what I tweeted when I spent my 23rd birthday incarcerated.
Same exact thing.
I fight water with fire.
I find that odd. I mean he fire with water I like.
Fire with water. Honestly, he kind of stole my thing, but that's fine, I guess.
You just switch the words around.
Yeah. Switch them around. Protect white art. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's a
That's when the audience goes, ooh.
Right.
We got a couple groans during the live show.
Oh, more than a couple.
Yeah.
It was great.
Joseph loves
Loved
pop
it.
punk. White art.
It's just me in a Blink-182 shirt. Come on.
Just over there skanking.
Just let us have
skanking
it.
as hard as he can skank. Just
Forgot
skank as
about
hard as he
skanking.
can.
Yeah,
big ska guy. That is a quintessential white art.
Skanking it.
August 10th, 2022, the court system in Fulton County, apparently they tack on 6 additional felony charges, basically saying because now he's being considered a felon, the machine guns and everything that he owns are now considered more felonious.
Now felony gun charges. Okay.
Yeah. So,
How dope were they?
what?
The machine guns, were they dope as hell?
I would imagine so. And apparently they
then
caught
what's
several
the
of
big
them.
problem?
Well, are they cool?
Imagine the FBI kicks down that door. They're like, dude, I'm so fucking jealous. Like, where does he get these?
These are badass.
These are sold out online. How'd you get this?
This one's blue. I didn't know they
one's
came in
blue.
blue. Fuck.
Fuck it. I'm taking this one.
This guy has a legit MG42.
Look at this thing.
Shit, this one was on Call of Duty. This shit's sick.
I didn't even know that was actually a thing.
So fast forward December 14th, 2022, Gunna reaches an Alfred plea deal and is released from jail. An Alfred plea deal is basically saying like, hey, I did do it, but I have finagled some things to where I can get out of jail now.
Yeah, I thought because I thought an Alfred deal was the same kind of thing that the West Memphis 3 took.
Yes, I believe
Which,
so.
if I remember right, it's like there's that, and it's also like not a legal scholar by any means, which I don't think anyone's tuning in for their fucking law school paperwork. But I think it's also one of those things where you're basically saying the government or the city or the municipality has enough evidence that a jury could reasonably think I was guilty of this, but I'm not admitting that I did it, but I'm also not saying I didn't do it, but I'm not going to sue you guys and you're not going to pursue criminal charges against me.
Yes. So you can plead guilty while maintaining innocence.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Pleading the fifth.
Sure.
That is plan.
But
Write that down for your thesis, law students.
yeah, if you're a law student quoting murder, schmurder, God help you. God bless your
You
soul.
will lose.
Well, according to Joseph, he kind of thought it was this thing.
Bar denied.
I don't know if you remember, but during this time, everyone thought Gunna was a complete snitch.
That's
And,
right.
He thought he was either gonna get shot or he was trying to protect his name.
Mm-hmm.
And he released
Gonna-
this statement.
Gonna get shot. Nice.
He releases this statement when he was released. While I have agreed to always be truthful, I want to make it perfectly clear that I have not made any statements, have not been interviewed, have not cooperated, have not agreed to testify or be a witness for any or against any party.
I didn't tell anybody about any murders, drugs, sex.
There should be
In
a
the
great
case-
big parentheses. It's just, please don't shoot me after each sentence.
and have absolutely no intention of being involved in the trial process in any way.
I wish I should have used that line from when I got my DUI. I have no intention of being in the trial process in any way.
Guilty.
You might as well have been like, I'm a sovereign citizen and your laws don't apply to me.
Right.
So, January 10th, 2023, he makes his first social media post and posts a photo of himself at his home studio and declared himself back and called for Young Thug's freedom with the caption reading, N-words acting like they switch into a side, but it's only one side. Hashtag YSL the label. Hashtag free thug and yak. Gunna back. Exclamation point, exclamation
Okay.
point, exclamation point,
Okay.
exclamation point, exclamation point.
So he hasn't lost his creativity.
No, he's still back at it. January 18th, 2023. Alleged drug exchange involving Young Thug takes place during court hearings. So before you're actually in court, you do what are called court hearings. And basically that creates like what is the actual game plan for the whole court? Like what are they going to charge? Here's all the evidence of this. So prosecution and defense both get the same defense or same evidence. Everyone is able to have time to look over it. They build not only their case, what they're going to charge, what they're going to go with, but they also have to build the jury.
Yeah, this is like discovery and prep work.
And this happens in one of the court hearings. YSL co-defendant Khalif Adams walked across the Fulton County courtroom for an alleged narcotics exchange with Young Thug, where he slips a Percocet into his hands. All of this is being filmed.
The slick ass low five, just the little finger slide. Oh,
They immediately
Got you,
clock
homie.
it.
They're be like, hey, what's that?
Yeah, what was that?
Oh, it's a Mike and Ike.
They search.
My breath stinks. It's a tic tac.
They search Khalif and immediately find that now he's caught with marijuana,
Come on, man.
and I believe he had tobacco that he was also planning to hand off to Young Thug.
This is in the courthouse.
This is in the courthouse.
But Your Honor, I need my Zyn pouches.
But they search you on the way in. I guess
No,
kind
not
of.
if you're what's it called? If you're
in the
out on
audience.
bail and then come back in, then you're normally not searched. You normally just put like all your like anything metal.
I
They
mean, I
run
guess
that
that's true, but like,
In their defense, they probably didn't assume he would walk across the courtroom and slip him a Percocet while he was also holding.
just do the cool guy five. Just a little. Oh, that's yours now.
It's all mine.
Your Honor, I'm black. I'd like to dap him.
I'll allow it.
May 11th, 2023, Young Thug briefly hospitalized. So Thug felt very ill during May 2023.
Oh, the Mike and Ike's.
My tummy hurts.
too much sugar.
Basically, his attorneys were basically like, we need to get him like bail and whatnot. Apparently, he was actually very sick and had to be hospitalized.
Okay.
They said basically he was sleep deprived, mandating that he had to wake up between 3 and 4 a.m. for each court hearing and only allowed to get 4 or 5 hours of sleep per night.
Damn.
June 16th, 2023, Gunna releases an album titled A Gift and a Curse.
Okay.
It came with his big hit, Fuck You Mean, and served as basically one of his best hits and one of the most accoladed albums that he has released. June 23rd, 2023, Young Thug drops Business is Business album from Behind Bars, which a very dicey move because at this time there was a lot of legal speculation on if lyrics could be used in court.
Oh, yeah.
And this has been coming up in the music industry and in law cases for since the 60s?
Yeah.
So
We already covered it.
We did talk about
we
that.
did cover it, but then again, there's like federal law and then there's state federal. This is a state case, and so they don't technically have to follow any precedence of a federal case.
Right.
So now he has to take on that charge. So it's very dicey. I'm surprised he did it. In fact, I'm very surprised that Young Thug was willing to take on this case and not enter a plea deal of his own.
Again, at that point, how old is he? Is it like 20?
But he is young.
I think
Just in case that I might have misheard you. Are you saying that in Georgia, like state law, there's a law that says that they can prosecute based off of lyrics and music?
So you have it does come up, and I'll bring this up later, but essentially in the Georgia law, it is not clearly said if
Gotcha.
lyrics are admissible in court.
Gotcha.
In this
Which is
case,
hilarious because Atlanta's in Georgia.
Yeah, right.
100%.
in the end, they actually do say
Mhm.
that his lyrics are admissible in court.
Gotcha.
And
That's
if you
It's
want
just
to
fucking ridiculous.
It is.
if you want to rewind it to when Carlton last showed up and we talked about pretty much murder in media, specifically in rap media,
yeah.
I again stated like I don't think that should ever be allowed. I don't care if a person
course not.
openly admits to murder in a song. To say that all lyrics should be admissible in court, I think.
That's a very, very rough line if you want to establish it, right?
Yeah, because then
But
what else are you allowing?
Well, exactly, and more importantly, especially like in gangster rap, most of it is hyperbole. You know what I mean? Like they're there for establishing cred, and that's what allows them to sell more albums.
The way
or whatever.
I view it is you would never take Cannibal Corpse, like Hammer Smashed Face, as evidence in
Right.
court to say that this guy's a serial killer.
Yeah.
It's the same for
Mhm.
rap music. Like it's
Well,
like
exactly. But in this particular context, we're quite literally dealing with a little bit of racism.
sure.
If not a lot
Oh,
of
I
it
assume there was
racism.
a lot of racism in this
Yeah.
story.
So, like, if you want to take every rapper's word for every element of
Mm-hmm.
every lyric they've
Yeah.
ever had, and you want to charge them for that, that's fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean?
So, fast forward to November of 2023, the trial officially begins. Fulton County Chief Judge Earl D. Glanville presides over the case, and from the jump, the case is riddled with tons of paperwork and court hearings and miscommunication.
So, Earl is white.
Glanville?
Judge Glanville is white?
I think Glanville was black, if I remember correctly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Young
it up.
Thug has high. Yeah,
I'm
look
looking it up.
Thank you.
No worries, I got you.
Appreciate
I have to
you.
know the race of anyone who's being discussed.
In an Atlanta case, yeah, for sure.
As I
spell
said
judge.
before, I only see color.
Blandhill?
Glanville,
Glanville.
Glanville.
What a hell of a name. I thought it was Glanville. Judge Oh, he is a black guy.
Yes.
He's an older black dude.
I know stuff.
Oh, but he's bald.
He's
though.
got
So
big pinchable
bald.
cheeks too.
Oh, dude, yeah. Those are like some, hey, honeys, how are you?
Those are like some grandma worthy
Yeah,
pinchers.
that's, yeah. Hey, honey, how are you?
Hey, you
Now-
look at you. You're so big and handsome.
Well, you want me to make you a sandwich? Are you hungry?
And the answer is always, yes, grandma.
Yes, girl.
I'm very hungry.
I'm very hungry.
Now,
I would love a grilled cheese.
Absolutely.
I'm going to name.
Please don't get any Virginia Slim Ash in it this time, if you
Peanut-
don't mind.
Peanut butter and jelly with the apple jelly. Peanut butter and jelly with the apple
If
jelly.
you don't mind.
If grandma makes, it's like if I make a peanut butter jelly with apple jelly, it's just not good. If grandma
Wait,
makes
are
it,
you saying apple
there's, like,
jelly or apple butter?
apple jelly.
Oh,
I know, right?
Let's get it
that's a big
straight.
distinction.
Curious.
That's a big distinction.
Yeah, and
Those are two different things.
apple jelly
applesauce.
is
Apple butter is very different.
No, I know.
no apple jelly is goated amongst jellies.
It's good.
And
It's a good job.
again, like if
Also, apple butter is great.
it's got to
Apple
be,
butter's so good.
it's got to be made by grandma though.
Pancakes?
Grandma, she knows the trick.
She's just there's like some kind of magic that she does to it, and it's just the best thing in the
know.
world.
Okay. So
Oh,
there,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
there is a star to the show.
Actually, no, I really
What
want to
are
talk
we
about
talking
peanut butter and
Hold on,
jellies.
hold on. We're talking about grandmas right now. Okay?
Yeah, can I go back to my list of things that I'm grateful for? Because my grandmother is one of the most
That's true, actually. I
She
will
is
circle back around to
one of the
both
most
my
incredible
grandmothers.
women in the entire planet.
Oh, you still got her?
Oh, I still
Oh,
got her.
that's so
She's
great.
awesome.
So great.
She goes on mountain hikes and she's a badass.
Dude, fuck
Sorry,
off. That's
but
awesome.
We'll get back to that.
I love my grandma too.
Jamie, go ahead.
Oh,
Jamie.
There is a star to the show, and it's not your grandma. The star to this show.
Can you imagine if it was that?
That's
Can you imagine if like
And then-
Austin,
that's I was gonna say that's debatable.
Grammy Austin got fucking served Rico papers,
And
Young
she
Thug
beat
now
every
hires-
case.
and she's like, I don't fucking snitch.
I wrote that 30 years ago.
Would you like a peanut butter and apple jelly sandwich? Case dismissed.
Good, because if I see Gunna, it's on site.
Your grandma's dropping the N word. Just dapping Young Thug.
With some Percocets.
Yeah. What up, my N word? Okay, anyway.
One for you, one for me.
She was a nurse, so I mean, she's got the hookups.
Young Thug hires the star of the show, who I have now labeled the GOAT, the goated with the sauce of defense attorneys, Brian Steele. And this man fights tooth and nail for every inch to win this battle.
Damn, is he sexy?
Dude,
He sounds sexy.
I think I saw a post where someone said he started a clothing line
What?
after this case.
Yeah, he did. Let's go Atlanta. Come on.
That's true. This is all Atlanta's hinge.
Baby.
Brian
Atlanta.
Steele.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a badass
Yeah,
name.
isn't that a badass name?
I bet she's got some nice hats.
Do you remember Max Steel growing up?
Max Steel?
Yeah, there was like an action figure. He had like all these gadgets. He was kind of like half cyborg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's ringing a hell of a bell.
The bad guy like was super bad cyborg, and like his face would pop off. It'd be all like almost Terminator like.
Cyborgs are cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They are.
I agree, Joseph.
Thank you.
In
Go
the
ahead,
beginning, in the beginning of this state prosecution, they reveal they have a laundry list of over 737 potential witnesses.
Jesus
I'm sorry.
Christ.
Is it Brian Steele or Steele Brian?
We'll have to walk you through Brian Steele.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to look the guy up, and I looked up Brian Steele, and it looked like this weird like punk rocker dude. So I said Brian Steele lawyer, and now it's saying Steele Brian, who's an attorney in Atlanta, Georgia. So which is it?
Just pull a picture. Just hit pics, images.
You know what? Now we don't get shit.
Are
You don't
happy
understand.
now?
You don't understand what I'm saying to you.
Now we'll never get to know what Brian Steele or Steele Brian looks like. Steele Brian.
You tell me you
sounds
don't
like,
put pictures on your fucking, chapters worth of stories over here.
Steele
I
Brian.
actually have.
He may not need the pictures. I'm not
Out of
sure.
all the people to talk shit
I don't
about
read
scripts,
I don't read.
Oh, he got you there.
I don't read without pictures, bro.
Is there an E at the end of Steele?
You owe me a big, big sloppy blowjob if this guy's name is actually Steele Brian.
Actually, it might be Steele Brian. Let's see.
Uh-huh.
Is it
Ooh,
this- you mean
gross.
No, it's Brian Steele. Brian Steele, defense attorney in Atlanta.
This cracker ass?
Oh yeah, that cracker ass. The guy sitting next to Young
Oh,
Thug.
yeah, 100%. That guy's working hard.
Dude, if my people hired a lawyer and that dude walked into the courthouse, I'd be like, I think we might be all right.
We got a good chance.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
We got a chance at least.
So after starting at 28 co-defendants of people being charged, that number has since dwindled down to 6. So they're offering plea deal after plea deal, trying to get everyone to flip on Young Thug.
And
The
Thug's
prosecution.
people are like, mm-mm.
Yeah, everyone basically, like, we'll get
The
more into it.
prosecution
Okay.
is now scrambling.
Not yet.
Okay.
So the prosecution is still saying hard, like, we've got you fucking pinned. Out of 28, you now dwindled down to 6. So now they have 22 people. Everyone thinks these 22 people have given pretty much everything
Oh,
up.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone thinks, especially me, at this point in the case, I thought that Thug is fucked. He's got 22 people that just fucking flipped on him and gave out every story they have of every interaction they've ever had, and he's going to jail or prison. So, if you remember, Young Thug was officially arrested and charged back in
Fun
May
noises?
in May 2022. It's been over a year.
Okay.
That normally does not happen in cases like this. Another reason why this has been so expensive. One of the main reasons, and there's several reasons for this, but the prosecution took forever landing witnesses for pretty much the whole thing.
Yeah, because nobody's going to fucking snitch.
Yeah, no one wanted to snitch.
Yeah.
No one wanted to snitch. No one wanted to be a key witness. All the plea deals they have are basically shoddy at best. And oddly enough, one of the biggest hiccups turns out to just even getting a steady jury. So
Yeah.
when you're getting a jury, you have to try and prove without a shadow of a doubt that every person on the jury is as unbiased as possible.
Right.
Right.
So they're having to
And
ask.
I would not be allowed on that jury.
No,
Yeah.
They would interview Grant for about 5 seconds and be like, this isn't going to work.
So
Like,
they
what do you
had.
think
They
about
would
Young
just
Thug?
take one look at me
Young
and they'd be
Thug's
like, "Get out."
badass. What are you talking about?
So apparently, some of the questions.
Young Thug.
Dude, honestly, like that's actually hilarious. I think if I ever get called in for jury duty, I'm just gonna shave my head and wear a wife beater to
Good call.
court.
So apparently, they had to ask several
too.
questions to every jury member. One of the questions was, "Do you listen to rap music?"
Yes.
So, like, if you said yes, they had to automatically take you out of the whole situation.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, easy.
So, like, well, you couldn't be on the jury because now you might
know.
be biased.
Right.
And then they had to
That's-
ask, like, what are your thoughts on rappers if you don't listen
hate
to rap
'em.
music?
I hate 'em all.
So if you hate rappers, they have to take you out. If you say you love rappers, they have to take you out.
So if they're looking
Right.
for 12 people who don't listen to rap music, but also feel no strong way in particular about rappers.
yes.
Okay.
And that's just
In Atlanta.
in Atlanta.
That's tough, baby. That's so tough.
If you're
That's
gonna
so
get
tough.
12 people.
And then
Because you got my wife, and then you got my wife's dad.
Yeah, cue clown
They both
music.
feel very strongly about rap music.
Two different spectrums. Ends of the spectrum.
I want to see that movie montage of them like interviewing people.
Honestly, I bet it was really funny.
And then another question they had to ask if people thought that song lyrics can be used in the court of law.
No.
So those three questions you had to answer
I win?
just right. Like Goldilocks. You just had to find that just right person.
It shaves down like 99% of it.
Yeah. Do you listen to rap? Do you have any strong opinions about rappers?
I feel like the only
Oh, boy, do I.
I feel like the only way you got into this jury is if you were just like, You
Yeah.
know, like-
About everything.
right.
You know, there was somebody that's like, if I just act like I don't care, they can't put me in the case. Do
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're like, I don't care.
That-
you
That's
listen
our
to
guy.
rap? Not me. No. Do you have any strong opinions? I couldn't care less.
Nah, not really.
You're perfect.
Right.
How
Do you
feel
think
about
that?
Young Thug? Young Thug's great. Oh, fuck.
Right. Do you think that lyrics should be admissible in court? I couldn't give a damn. That's our guy.
That's our guy.
All right, we're up to 3.
Shit.
Yeah, because you know he was trying to get out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is my story of being in jury duty. Ugh. It was awful.
You tried.
I know, I tried.
To give you an idea, here's another story of another court case where they had a similar problem. So much so that they had to move to a different county entirely. I don't know if
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah, so they did that specifically with Selena, one of the biggest Latin pop stars.
That's right.
Yeah.
When she was murdered by
trial.
her manager,
Yeah.
she was held trial in Selena's hometown. And they could not find a trial.
single person.
They couldn't find anybody in the jury.
That wasn't like kill him.
Yeah, Go kill her.
Yeah.
Like literally, they couldn't find it, so they had to move the whole court case to Houston to find people who did know Selena and the whole situation.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I believe is her manager up for what's it called? Up for release.
Appeal, yeah, I think so.
I think she's
I bet you he's still like number one.
she.
Oh, sorry. She is still number one on like everybody's like death list.
Actually, so apparently she doesn't want to be released.
Yeah.
Because she says she's safer in prison,
In prison,
because
yeah.
she's not in general population. She's in a certain population
Yeah.
of
You can't
protected
even put
peoples.
her in jail.
Because they don't kill her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
Because she
prison.
killed Selena.
Fun fact: there
Which
is
is a big deal.
Yeah.
there's general population in most prisons, but then you have certain other sections of prison / jails that are specifically for famous people, people who do something so horrendous that the rest of the prison wants them dead.
Like Jared from Subway.
Yeah. And
exactly.
what's it called?
Who's sort of kind of on both sides, I guess.
Yeah.
Famous, you know.
Is he
Cops
still
and
alive?
military.
Wow, they haven't killed him.
He's
yet.
family. Sorry, family. He's famous.
You're related to Jared from Subway?
Hey, what?
No,
Subway,
no,
we're all family.
No, sorry. Oops. Certified whoops.
So that would be a crazy way to find out you were
Right.
related to Jared from Subway. You never told us.
Yeah, he's fam.
Yeah, I'm heir to the Subway
No.
fortune.
No, he's famous. You know,
He's famous.
he was
enough.
the guy. He was the
And
subway
he
guy.
was awful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, he's locked away.
Wasn't there a documentary that recently came out
Yeah.
about him?
Yeah.
It is
I
brutal.
don't think I saw it, but I was like, oh.
It's a little brutal.
Dude,
Yeah.
day one, he told a reporter, "How hot do you think those middle school girls are?" And she went, what?
Yeah, almost
that became
immediately
a
after
whole
meeting
thing.
this lady, he's like,
Oh,
check
yeah.
out those kids, right?
Hi.
It's a bit.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jerry. This is my thing.
Yeah. Basically, that's how it went down.
And they also put cops and military in a different
Yeah,
section.
that's normally in one section altogether.
Hi, I used
So
to be
you-
really fat. Now I can catch up to him.
Yeah, so basically, cops, famous people, pedophiles, all in their own little area in prison.
Now I can do the monkey bars. I'm getting closer.
Yeah. Yes.
Gross. All right, go ahead.
So, like I said, they have a hard time just finding people to get on the fucking jury, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they have problems with the jury they picked.
Yeah.
One of the first issues with the juror came in the first steps of the process, where one of the potential jurors literally skipped town the day of the trial hearing to go on vacation to the Dominican Republic.
It's non-refundable.
I totally double booked myself, guys. I'm so sorry.
Apparently didn't answer one phone call.
That's awesome.
Nothing. It was just like, nah, I'm out of town.
I'm on this dude's side. That's great.
It was a
also,
she.
like,
What's
great.
wrong with you? Both of you. Stop
I'm
saying
sorry.
he's. Stop misgendering the people in my script, okay?
It's
You
also
didn't say.
crazy illegal. That's
Is it?
crazy illegal?
Yeah, it's crazy
Yes.
illegal. So when
If
she
you get
was
selected as a juror and then dip town, massively illegal.
yeah. So when
Which
she
is
was
so gay. I'm sorry. Like, that's
You'd
so
say lame. You'd
That's
say lame.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I should, but like because it's the court system, like fuck you guys. Nobody wants to be here, and you're gonna make it illegal for me to not want to be here.
Yeah.
if I remember
So
correctly,
lame.
So lame.
if you skip town, specifically in this case, it's like up to like 30 days in prison and a $1,000 fine.
Damn.
And or a $1,000 fine. So a judge could really just fuck your life up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they want to be really mean, they can say you have to do 30 consecutive days plus $1,000, which is, and, you know, how would you pay all of your bills?
Oh yeah.
So
Most people can't account.
So,
can't
sometimes
cover
in
themselves for
high-profile
So what are you in here
cases, they
for?
do that.
Skip jury duty.
where'd you go? Dominican Republic, totally worth it.
This guy's badass.
Can I see the pictures from the trip?
But oddly enough, when she returned and was apprehended, the judge literally sentenced her to write a 30-page paper on the importance of being a juror.
What a dick move.
Oh my God.
Just let me pay you $1,000.
You see?
Come on.
Fuck these people.
That's lame as shit.
Yeah, I'd rather pay it.
So they carry on.
I did my nickel
Yeah.
in high school.
So remember how I said this entire court hearing, the whole case is
served
being
my time.
filmed.
I did my nickel.
Everything is being filmed.
Mm-hmm.
Like they caught the drug deal on camera.
Right.
This is also being live streamed, so you can see the entire case as it's happening.
Okay.
One of the jurors got in trouble for live streaming from their phone the entire event of the pre-trial case.
Let's go, Atlanta.
What's up,
Come
fam?
on,
I'm
baby.
here.
I'm going to put my camera down and be quiet because it's a pretty big deal. Let's go.
When addressed for doing it, she essentially responded with, quote, "I didn't know I could do that."
I didn't know I
Wait,
couldn't
that's
do
the white
that.
people defense.
You know, sometimes it's better just to ask forgiveness, you know, instead of permission.
So I don't.
Yeah, that's the white people
I assume
defense.
she was kicked off the jury. I can't find more evidence if she was kept or not. But the person was sent or was charged with contempt of court and sentenced to 3 days in jail.
Oh, that's dickish.
So
Just send him out.
Exactly.
Just tell him to get lost.
Yeah. Why are you putting these people in jail?
Yeah.
Because you didn't. Yeah. So annoying.
I want you to also think about this. You're like Grant was saying, like if you're on jury duty, you're trying to wrap this up as soon as you can.
Yes.
You don't want to be there.
Please, God. I'm done.
You're like you still have shit to
Guilty.
do. What's the pay for it normally? Isn't it like they give you lunch and
$10 a day.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
They give you $10
And if I remember
a
correctly,
day?
yeah, it was like $10 a day.
They don't even give you like a percentage of whatever you make?
No.
What the fuck are you
You're
supposed
normally
to do then?
like fed like coffee, donuts, and a lunch.
I hate this
You
country.
get free coffee. You get some donuts.
Bullshit
you get
country.
free
This is a
lunch.
bullshit ass fucking country.
$10 a
dude.
day.
We're the shithole country.
And
And
the
so
fucking
imagine you're
lawyer had the audacity to come up to me after the court case is done, because I served jury duty. You guys remember?
Yeah.
I'm leaving the courthouse. I'm getting to my truck as fast as possible so I can go the fuck back to work, because I just lost 2.5 fucking days of my own well-being. Comes up to me, it's like, so how'd you feel that went? I was like, get the fuck out of my face. I don't know how much you got paid, but I lost a lot of fucking money.
I'm going
here.
back to work.
It's like, what do you want, a fucking tip? Get away from me.
Yeah. If you could just take a look at this iPad.
Can you answer the survey?
I literally, as nice as I could possibly be, like, dude, fuck off. I'm leaving.
So, this is still like the early couple weeks, days of the trial.
Right.
But they're pretty much telling everybody that this trial is gonna like lock in because it's gonna be a long one.
Right.
And you have 2 fucking jurors just fucking it up and making everything another day longer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's already people getting pissed off. Like the other jurors are getting more and more
I
heated.
assume so.
Yeah. And it comes up later. But November 9th, 2023, a judge rules song lyrics are allowed to be used in court.
Fuck off.
Despite hours of deliberation and arguments from the defense, Judge Glanville ruled that lyrics were not protected by the First Amendment. 17 sets
That's
of lyrics
not
will
even
be used.
remotely true.
17 sets of lyrics will be used against Young Thug and his YSL co-defendants as part of the case. Quote, saying, they're not prosecuting your clients because of the songs they wrote. They're using the songs to prove other things your clients may have been involved in, and I don't think it's an attack on free speech.
That's bullshit.
Complete bullshit.
But okay.
Massive bullshit.
So, again, what I was painting before, Atlanta, Fulton County specifically, they're trying to just paint this case as best they can, as corrupt as they can, to get charges.
Right.
And this becomes abundantly clear, specifically with Glanville. Glanville starts basically saying, like, we are going to pin Young Thug in every way that we can. So November 28th, 2023, Young Thug's attorney defines the term thug. The much delayed trial finally began on November 27th.
Oh, finally.
Again, all the other stuff was just pre-trial. Thug's attorney, Brian Seal, delivered the first viral moment of the trial when he shocked viewers of the prosecution with his alternate definition of his client's artistic moniker and says that Thug stands for truly humble under God, and explained that, quote, pushing P was just pushing positivity.
Is this like when rap first started and they're just like, here I am with my chain. We're all having a good time.
I'm going to the grocery store. I'm going to have a bite of peach. I don't know.
So, December 10th, 2023, things start escalating. A YSL co-defendant, Shannon Stillwell, was stabbed multiple times at Fulton County Jail by another inmate who entered his cell. Stillwell survived after being stabbed in the back, stomach, and shoulder.
Oh,
God damn.
Yeah.
I hate that.
And the inmate, Willie Brown, admitted to stabbing Stillwell multiple times after taking the knife out of Stillwell's hands, saying, I went into his room and he pulled out a knife on me and I took it from him and stabbed him with it.
Fine. That's kind of fair.
Yeah, that's going to fuck up his parole, though.
January 3rd, 2024. YSL co-founder identifies Young Thug as a founding member. Trontavious Stevens took to the witness stand after agreeing to a plea deal with 8 years of probation. Stevens, who also goes by Tick and Slug, identified himself, Young Thug and Walter Murphy, as the founding members of YSL. Though he gave the prosecution trouble while having a tough time recalling certain events when he took to the stand on January 3rd, 2024. Stevens claimed on the stand the next day that YSL was a record label first before anything and looked to be a positive evolution of the Raised on Cleveland Street gang, which apparently has blood ties. And he said, YSL is a music label. Music happened first. That was the approach. Music. So he says one thing to get the plea deal.
Yeah.
And then when he's finally on stand, he says another. And this is what happens over and over and over. January 11th, 2024, Young Thug's Lifestyle is played in court, which I love that song.
Okay.
Is that the one that's like
Lifestyle. Yes, I love that song so much. Whenever I'm in a great mood, that's the song I put on. Like, if it's a nice summer day, I'm glad to hit the pool, that song's coming on.
Okay.
Still beginning. Young Thug's legal team turned to the tables when they played Rich Gang's Lifestyle, Thug's 2014 breakout hit, in attempts to convince the jury that this was merely art and he had no legitimate gang ties. While others wore bloods-colored clothing in the extravagant music video, Thugger didn't have 1 ounce of red in the entire music video.
Okay.
So now they're trying to use the whole First
court.
Amendment thing. Yeah.
Garbage.
Because I guess if
Such
they're
a
like,
waste of time.
I guess if they're like, well, hey, you're going to use the lyrics and music against us. Well, we can fight that fire with water.
Right.
throwback, callback? That's what it's called.
There you
There
go.
we go.
Sorry.
I ain't no call a back girl.
Wow. That was bad.
Ooh, that's some shit. That's some shit.
Okay. February
Feel bad
6th.
about that one.
Like I said, there's multiple co-defendants that are also being charged here. So there are multiple defense lawyers on the case.
Right.
Another defense attorney is arrested on an unrelated gang charge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Attorney Nicole Fegan represented a former co-defendant of the YSL trial named Tenquarius Mender and was herself arrested in court on charges related to a separate 2022 Atlanta gang shooting. She was charged with participating in criminal street gang activity and evidence tampering. Fegan has been accused of telling the alleged gunman to dispose of the murder weapon, and she allegedly made contact with a separate defendant about an active arrest warrant. Mender's case was separated from Young Thug's in May 2023 and is going to be tried separately.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
To be fair, that just sounds like good lawyering.
Yeah.
I'm
no,
just
I agree.
saying.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like if I was a lawyer, I'd probably be like, you should probably throw that away.
You should probably get rid of that. But it's my favorite gun.
Listen,
I hate that
listen,
to
listen.
repeat
I
myself.
hate that you just said that. We're gonna have a whole separate conversation about that. But just throw the fucking thing away.
Again, you're killing me with this whole lawyer confidentiality thing. Please stop telling me this.
Please don't tell me anymore.
Please stop telling me this.
Please.
February 20th, 2024, the prosecution plays an anonymous 911 phone call, which came from an anonymous woman on September 11th, 2013, in which she identified Young Thug as the gunman in a shooting of a mutual friend. Quote saying, "They came to my house and told me that the guy who shot somebody's name was Young Thug, whoever that's supposed to be."
So that's supposed to be.
Again, they don't have this person's contact info. They can't figure out like who said this. All they can figure out is when it was done, and it's anonymous. So like it's just
just going off gossip?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That didn't seem right.
But they can use it in court, basically saying, "Well,
It's a
see, if
RICO
you
case, baby.
God, court sucks.
They have March 19th, 2024. They they have another witness, and there seems to be a problem. Prosecutors called Adrian Bean to the stand to get his testimony about his comments regarding Young Thug's alleged gang ties, which Bean made when he was arrested in connection to a drive-by shooting. Here is his response to the questioning. Take your time.
Then you just heard that you explained that you qualified it as the detectives and police. And I asked you the authorities, the police, the prosecutors, I just made it broad, that they forced Jeffrey Williams into it. Did you hear you say that?
Man, can I get a water or something? I'm so high right now, y'all. I'm about to go to sleep on y'all. I ain't gonna tell you that.
Yes, you may. We're going to take a break soon.
So they take a recess, and then we're like, so you drank your water, and then that's basically how he plays his entire his testimony on stand,
Okay.
and that's how he gets out of it.
Okay.
Like he officially does testify, but they get nothing. They fucking
But just nothing.
yeah. You've heard like
Oh, good on him.
the juice is
Honestly.
worth the squeeze. There was no juice. April 4th, 2024, judge denies Young Thug's motion to have the lead prosecutor removed. So Thug's attorney filed a motion to have the Fulton County Assistant District Attorney Adrian Love taken off the YSL RICO trial, but it gets denied by Judge Glanville. Thug's lawyer Brian still believed that Love was continuously injecting herself as an unsworn witness in the case with her methods of questioning the alleged victims of the 2013 robbery. Love started statements with, "Isn't it true you told me?" Which Thug's team took issue with. However, the request to have Love take the stand or off the case altogether were denied. Now, June 2024, the best moments in history happen on this case. There's one of the co-defendants. He is supposed to be the key witness. He's going to be the guy that's going to break this case wide open, and they're going to fuck the shit out of Young Thug, legally speaking. His name is Kenneth Copeland, also known as Lil Woody. He was taken to the stand. The prosecution, like I said, really banked on Lil Woody to pull this through and tie all these loose ends together. But there were a lot of things that he admitted to while in police custody prior to the court hearings and at the time current to the court case. And for what they gave him, for giving up all this information, they give him what is called use immunity, which means that whatever he admits in court cannot be used against him in court, and they cannot press any charges.
Okay.
Right.
I feel like I'd just be listing shit off from like a while ago then just to double down, make sure.
Well,
In third grade,
On like 10 years ago, I hit a parked car. Which I know isn't what we're talking about, but no use immunity.
when they pass around the thing at church, I use counterfeit bills, but it makes me feel better.
one time I was leaving work, I hit a parked cop car.
Right? Oh my God. You know what we should do? Like for everybody, we're not in the service industry anymore, but what I should have done is take those like fake $100 bills that people would give on like Sunday with like a Bible verse. I just put them right back in the tip bucket of church.
That's full circle.
Yeah.
Dude, if you put a fake fucking bill on there, so like you should be fucking
There's a special
executed.
place in hell for
Seriously, you should just get the shit beat out of you right then and there.
you. Yeah.
But Lil Woody, he might be the smartest man that's ever existed, because he immediately is like, can you guys charge me in federal court for anything that...
Right.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, so he starts asking that question. They're like, no.
Technically, no.
And he's like, he plays this out as best as he can. And some would say less than cooperative when he finally gets on the stand. To give you an idea of just how bad it would go, his portion of questioning started off with his lawyer saying that he will still use his Fifth Amendment right to not incriminate himself with any answers. And because he is not in court custody and he is not imprisoned or
Yeah.
charged with anything,
Let's go, dude.
that he does
Let's
not even
go.
have to testify and plainly asks to leave the court. Again,
yes.
this is their key witness.
right.
And their key witness
Fuck
is like,
yes.
legally speaking, I don't technically have to be here.
Yeah.
So can I go?
Yeah. Let's fucking go.
I guess technically, yes.
Yeah.
Glanville is not happy. Glanville is pissed
awesome.
and tells him, you have to do something. So he is brought to the stand and asked by the judge by the judge himself, no one
Directly.
else. Glanville is looking at Lil Woody
Yeah.
and says this: in this circumstance, you have been given free use immunity, but are you going to testify? And he simply just says, yeah.
Okay, great.
No further, like doesn't
Nothing
back.
else.
Yeah. And so the prosecution leads off with this exchange.
Okay.
And Mr. Copeland, good afternoon. Do you want to be here?
Ma'am,
Do you want to be here?
I'm here.
Okay. Well, are you going to let me ask you some questions?
Okay.
How old are you?
Grown.
Okay, what does grown mean?
I'm an adult.
And you're an adult. What number in years are you?
I plead the fifth.
Let's go.
That's the beginning of the exchange.
Let's go. Fuck yes.
How old are you? Grown.
You can hear the prosecution just like their blood boiling, like as they realize everything's falling apart. And good, fuck them.
To give you an
Let 'em
idea,
go.
Oh my god.
the time that he was supposed to, like the time that they had sectioned off for his whole questioning to be on the stand, the time sectioned off for him to be there was 3 hours. He was there for 3 days. And the whole exchange is essentially like that, where they're asking him questions and he's just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you mean.
Now, as you can imagine, the judge does not take this well, and he holds Lil Woody in contempt of court, and he was held in jail till the following Monday.
Fucking bullshit court, man.
Hey,
He doesn't
props
have
to
to
Lil
be
Woody.
there.
Props to Lil Woody.
And like I said, it just gets better. I can't make this up. But several of the co-defendants were linked to the 2015 murder of a rival gang member. His name? Big Nut.
Damn.
Yes. Well, apparently, 2 of the co-defendants that
I
are
don't
linked
know
to the
who any
shooting.
of these people are.
You don't know Big Nut?
You don't know Big Nut?
No.
You ain't felt the heat from Big Nut before?
Not unless it was my own.
But apparently, 2 of the co-defendants were linked to the shooting, with Young Thug believed to have paid for the rental van linked to the shooting. And all the prosecution needed was proof that they all knew each other. They're just trying to prove that.
Right.
When shown the pictures of him, Woody, Lil Woody himself, and other co-defendants, he would often dodge saying he knew them by saying he couldn't make them out and would only acknowledge that, yes, that is him in the picture.
Yeah,
I recognize that guy.
yeah, that's pretty much it. I was like, do you recognize the other guy? I can't make him out.
Nah,
Can't pick him out. Come on, Woody. Let's
I think
go.
that's me.
I'm pretty sure that's me.
I don't know.
In another situation, they wanted to show that Young Thug had a problem with a certain person coming to a house party that Young Thug was personally throwing at his own house. The prosecution asked, quote, did Mr. Jeffrey William have a problem with so-and-so at the party? Lil Woody then turns to Young Thug and blatantly looks him in the eye and asks him, hey, Thug, did you have a problem with so-and-so at the party? The prosecution then stifles the developing sidebar and asks him to answer the question, in which he responds, he doesn't know how Mr. Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, feels, and all he knows is how he himself, Lil Woody, feels.
Hell yeah, dude.
There you go.
Melancholy.
How do you feel? Tired? Now, prior to the case, the Atlanta Police Department had Woody by the short hairs. He had gotten pulled over and was found with illegal ownership of a gun and was promptly used by the Atlanta police to flip on multiple of the defendants of the case. And a now leaked video, he is seen singing like a canary. It seems as though his initial gun charges are then dropped and is given free use immunity for him to be a key witness on the trial. Fast forward to when they continue asking him in his interrogation on the stand. When asked about everything, he admitted while in interrogation with law enforcement, he not only says he said whatever law enforcement wanted to hear to get himself out of harm's way, but now at the court case, he had forgotten what he had said, and when asked about the signed documents, he says any admittance he had signed, he did not write, nor did he read. He just signed what was handed to him.
Oh my God, Woody.
Dude, fuck yes. So I'm so proud of him. So proud of him.
So hang on. After, like, when he says this is what happens.
I can recall 2014. I've been in jail so much.
So once you heard the pop, 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 do you remember what happened next?
Yeah, I turned the radio down to see was I tripping.
Okay. And once you turned the radio down to see if you were tripping, what do you remember happening next?
Bullets hit my car. I don't remember no. I don't know. I don't know.
So you're saying you don't remember?
And after
So good.
Just basically, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know how that person feels.
Yeah.
Okay, so at one
I don't know
point,
I don't know if you've ever been in court, but it's like that. Like just people that are not the most educated trying to talk to a bunch of people that have gone to like school for 8 years.
I'll say,
it's like
in this case, this motherfucker knows what he's doing, and I am fucking proud.
Before my case, I saw this guy get like put away for the rest of his life, essentially.
Yeah.
Or at least a very large portion of it. And just like, I remember like they had somebody up on the witness stand, like, so like, can you give us a good description of this guy's character? Well, you know, he's always been known to have views, but you know, deep down, he's a good guy. Yeah. like, and then you can just see like everybody in the room is just like,
it's gonna be a long one, isn't it?
This is not going to be a quick one.
What do I do with this?
So Lil Woody,
How much longer we got?
I don't know, 30 minutes.
Take a pee break.
Yeah.
Oof, 30 minutes. All right.
Do we have 30 more minutes?
We're gonna have to.
I mean, it's on the tape.
a little thirsty as well.
I'm gonna walk around outside.
Too chilly.
It's too cold. Calves are tight.
That's mine. That's a good joke. Thanks. Got it from hopping around in my pouch. Yeah, because I'm a little Joey.
Like a baby kangaroo. If anybody missed it.
Little Joey.
Hello.
A Jerry.
Oh, did you even hit pause?
No.
Oh,
All right.
good.
Now, where was I?
Lil Woody was fucking with him.
Oh, yeah. So Lil Woody holding strong. Can't break. They can't fucking get to him. Then they go on their lunch intermission. Everything now has changed. And Lil Woody is starting to go back to singing like a canary.
Oh,
He's
damn.
starting to drop names. And then immediately the defense is like, what the fuck just happened? Something happened. And I know, this is not the Woody that was here before. What the fuck just happened?
Oh, they replaced him with a cyborg.
Yeah, that's the
Cyborgs are cool. I told you.
I told you. And nefarious.
This is an episode of Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah. I am cyborg. Lil Woody. I will tell you everything.
I am a canary.
So the defense is like
Double D, no.
They immediately call for a break, and then they find out that the judge, Lil Woody, and the prosecution have an impromptu ex parte meeting. What is an ex parte meeting, you ask? An ex parte conversation is a private communication between a judge and a party or someone involved with a party's case. without the other party's
A
knowledge.
backdoor deal.
Yes.
They shouldn't be able to do that.
They aren't allowed to do that.
But
Oh,
they do
okay.
it all the time, baby.
Oh, because we have the best justice system in the world.
So it depends on where the court case is held. In some states, they're completely illegal. In some cases, or in some states, they're like, it's not illegal, but it's frowned upon.
Right.
And then I think
And then there's Georgia.
in federal cases, it is outright illegal.
Yeah.
You cannot do it in a federal case.
not
In
at
a
all.
federal case, you can't do an ex parte meeting. If you do
Well-
a meeting, you can. What you do is
Unless it's incumbent elections.
Hmm.
That's a big deal. Like senator, Congress people, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
That happens all the time. But I digress. Go ahead.
But what's it called? If you are to have the meeting legally, what happens is you have to pull all parties. So defense, prosecution, whoever is the witness that's being pulled aside, and the judge. So everyone has to be involved and know what is being said. So this is what they find out. They apparently threatened Woody with multiple offenses if he did not start backing up his earlier claims. Funny enough, supposedly Woody's lawyer was out of town for this whole meeting.
Why? Why?
Okay, so
Get the lawyer who stays around.
as much as the court system does suck, that's retarded. I'm sorry. Like
That
that's
is egregious.
you never step foot into a courtroom without a lawyer.
You don't
my
say
God.
shit to anybody without a lawyer.
His lawyer
Absolutely.
had like the backup lawyer in town to cover for him.
Oh, great.
Great.
So
yeah.
it's not just there's no lawyer, but
Right.
I
He
did
got-
think it was hilarious that
just-
his main lawyer is like,
Dude.
shit, I know you
Yeah.
got that big court case, but
But I got
But
Cabo,
again,
baby. Cabo,
non-refundable
baby.
tickets.
I've got
not a bundle ticket.
Cabo,
I
baby.
gotta go.
I'm sorry.
My wife is on my ass. I've been
She's
putting
gonna
this
be
trip
pissed
off.
if
We
I'm-
gotta go. And then he's like on the beach or something. His like phone rings and he's like, "Oh hey, what's up?" He said, "What?"
He's singing like a what?
Canary. His wife's in the background. Who's calling?
no, nothing.
No
nothing,
one.
No, baby, this trip's all about you, I swear. Dude, tell him to shut the fuck. Baby, I'll be right there.
It's
Tell
the
him to shut
restaurant.
the
They're
fuck
calling
up.
to confirm a res. You tell him to shut his goddamn mouth.
But apparently, Woody's backup lawyer doesn't, I guess, necessarily know what's going on, but she gets wind of it and tells Thug's defense team about the illegal meeting. Because from, like I said, a legal standpoint, this was considered highly illegal. In this case, is illegal and can be considered
What's that
seen as
fun
coercion,
American
witness intimidation
illegal,
/ tampering, and
Yeah.
is generally considered unconstitutional. Would you say, Grant?
It's that fun American illegal. You know what I mean?
Right.
It'll still probably pass,
Right.
but like,
Yeah.
Depends on how many zeros are at the end of that number.
Yeah, as long as it benefits the people in charge, it's fine.
yeah.
So-
Austin gets it.
Brian Steele, the star of this show,
You mean Steel Brian?
Brian Steele goes to the judge and is like, I hear there was a secret meeting with you, the witness, and prosecutors without my knowledge. And if that is the case, I need to know about it. The judge does not outright deny it. The judge turns mob boss on his ass. And he says, well, if you're going to accuse me of that, I need to know your sources.
Okay.
Steele doesn't give up that information and doubles down and says that he needs to know if the meeting really happened or not. Because if it did, he needs to know about it, and it would be potentially illegal if it did. And furthermore, that would mean the case would be stripped from the Judge Glanville's hands.
Which he presumably does not want.
Yes, Glanville wants to stay on this case, but he might have just fucked up royally. And so he's trying to say, like, who is your source? The judge doesn't budge either. He says he wants names. He wants to see who that source is. Brian Steele sticks to his guns, and the judge does not appreciate that and arrests Steele and says he's in contempt of court.
What the fuck? fuck, man, is going on in Fulton County? Jesus Christ.
He throws him in jail, saying he needs to be in jail for the next 20 days.
20 days?
Where he will be jailed every weekend for the following 10 weeks.
For
You're going to go to 20
Cabo?
days in jail because I'm an asshole.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah. Luckily, Steele is like, throw me in with Thug.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brian Steele, the
Let's
GOAT,
go.
like I said. He's
Yeah.
like, we'll work on the case together. Just make sure we're in the same cell. The crowd goes wild. Word gets out fast to the entire lawyer community of Fulton County, and they immediately rush to the court case or to the courthouse because this is not only illegal, but could potentially set precedents on
Yeah.
if there are any legal restrictions on what a judge can do, and especially if there's a clear bias.
Yeah.
Damn.
Essentially, if a lawyer is not able to ask a judge if they did something legal without being jailed, who can?
Right.
Yeah.
So over a dozen lawyers drop what they are doing
Lead to
and
our
go and
Supreme
file
Court.
complaints. They do interviews with press and contest against the judge.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
Fun fact, like I said, Steele was later bonded out for contempt of court, but he did he did say to his wife, defense attorney, and everybody else that fun fact, Steele was later bonded out for contempt of court. And to my understanding, his wife was his defense attorney, and she got the sentence overturned by the Georgia Supreme Court.
Nice.
And did they do anything to the judge?
Go wives.
It gets better.
Okay. All right. I'm in it.
Now, I'm not saying I think Young Thug was completely innocent of doing anything illegal, and I can't say more than that.
No, of course not.
But it's not every day that a true crime podcast ever gets to celebrate someone able to fight a corrupt system and actually be winning.
Yeah.
So it's turning pretty good. Fast forward after deliberation on how to handle what just happened, July 1st, 2024, the trial was put on
This
hold.
is our year.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thank you, Grant.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Just in
that's
case-
now.
the decision of another they held to await the decision of another magistrate as lawyers for the rapper and the other defendants had filed motions to have Fulton County Superior Court Chief Judge Glanville recuse himself from the case.
Nice.
The defendants argued that because Judge Glanville had a meeting with prosecutors and a witness for the protection without having any of the defense attorneys or defendants present, that it was an improper meeting, and alleged that the judge and prosecutors were trying to pressure the witness into testifying. And by July 15th, they kick him off.
Yeah.
And they order another judge, Judge Rachel Krause, to handle the case. 2 days later, Krause kicks herself off the case.
Oh, wow. She resigned.
She's just like, I don't want to deal with
I don't
this.
want to be any part of this. So what happens is she finds out that she knows somebody in the case. So Glanville was removed.
Krause came in.
Krause came in and
Recused
basically,
herself. Mm-hmm.
and basically said, like, I know someone who was part of the court case. I don't want any part of that.
Right.
I might have a bias in the case, and I'm not going to get dragged through the trenches
Sure.
just to deal with all this.
Yeah.
I bet you low key she was super fucking happy when she found out she knew someone there because she was like, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah, of course. This
Yeah.
is a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
So specifically, she cited her association with the Fulton County Courthouse Deputy Akeba Stanley, who had previously been arrested for allegedly trying to smuggle contraband to another defendant, saying because this court's former assigned deputy could be called as a witness in any future proceedings in this case, the court may be called upon to assess this deputy's credibility or rule on matters related to her criminal persecution or prosecution. And yeah, dips out. So then they have to find another judge. And then they finally land on Judge Paige Reese Whitaker. Judge Whitaker, white woman, if that helps you out at all.
Okay.
On July
It
30th, denies Thug's renewed request to finally be bailed out of jail and go on house arrest. And then she says, I don't know how I would have decided the bond originally. That's not before me. These are not the kind of changed circumstances, so I'm not going to reconsider the bond. So the first time in this case, we have a judge who's trying to stay as unbiased as possible. She's like, they already said that, so I'm just going to go with that for right now, but I'm going to try and keep this case as level as possible.
Okay.
But of course, Judge Whitaker now sees how stupid this case is. This case started in November. Now it's July. This case was not supposed to run this long. Cases like this are not supposed to run this long, and Whitaker knows it.
Because of what you said in the first part was that RICO charges are
It's a
typically
RICO,
like you have everything
Already locked up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
Yeah,
everything
right.
about that person. You know what they ate for breakfast that morning.
Yeah.
You know everything,
Right.
and it's supposed to be a open shut deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, what was the timeline again?
It started in November, early November.
And now it's
July. This happened in July 30th.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we're almost a year in,
Yeah.
and they pretty much have to restart the whole trial from top to bottom.
Damn.
Yeah, because it's a new judge. The new judge has to hear all the pieces of
Yep.
evidence, and they have to do their best to get everyone to try and testify again, and give the same testimony if they're
Again?
going to do it. If they're going to do it.
Damn.
This is awesome.
So the defense calls for a mistrial. They're just
Yeah.
Good.
they're trying to
It's a smart play.
I mean, I would.
Yeah.
So they try to call for a mistrial, but it gets rejected. Judge Whitaker denied the two remaining motions calling for a mistrial, arguing that Judge Glanville's secret meeting was not enough to require the trial to start from scratch. But Whitaker also noted that since this was not the first allegation of prosecutorial misconduct in this case, she ordered the prosecutors to attend additional training on properly disclosing evidence.
So you have to go back to grade school lawyer shit. Bring me the certificate that says you completed the course.
Is this what we call a dog and pony show?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jesus
So,
Christ.
Like I said, Judge Whitaker is fed up with the defense team because she sees how everything's just getting mishandled and the fucking bag is being fumbled. To give you an idea of how she feels, here's just a couple of quotes.
Wait,
she
you said
has.
that she was upset with the defense team. Did you mean the prosecution?
The prosecution team,
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah.
She says, okay, a couple of matters, first of all, and she's talking to Miss Love, who is the lead prosecutor. Okay, a couple of matters, first of all. Miss Love, that needs to be the absolute last time, this is a direct looking at her, the absolute last time that you don't have enough witness to carry us at least until 5. And if it happens again with something less than an earthquake, an 8-car pileup, somebody died, 3 people died, so none of the witnesses were available, I may just say you can't have that witness.
This bitch is
Because at
going
this
off.
point in this incredibly long trial, to have it to end at 4:25 is not a use of anybody's time. Do you understand?
Let's go.
Damn. Reading her the
Let's go.
riot act.
Go,
Let's
Miss
go.
Whitaker.
Seriously.
Honorable Whitaker.
Judge Whitaker is like I said, she's fucking tired of it, and this is live streamed. Everyone is seeing the
Yeah.
Fulton County
Atrocity of
District
this.
Attorney's
Yes.
Office fumbling and fucking up super hard.
She inherited a circle jerk. And now it's like time to fucking
And
like
she's
get
like,
this
dude,
shit
now
on
it's
the
time to
road.
clean up
tired
the
of
cum.
this.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm tired of this.
And she's got the mop and sponge, and she's like, I don't want to do this, but we're gonna fucking do it right now.
Yeah, we're gonna finish this out, and don't you dare call this early.
Stop
Let's
coming on the
fucking
floor.
go.
Stop coming on the
That is not the first time, last time, or only time. I'm just giving you a highlight.
I'm sorry. She inherited a circle jerk, and now it's time to clean the cum. Is a golden murder
That
murder
is
line.
true. That is true.
That is a golden line.
Put a pin in that.
I know.
that's a t-shirt.
Look, obviously, I want the show to be successful, but if that enters the lexicon, like people start saying that, I
Right.
think we did it. I think we made it.
This is another quote, and I love this one so much. Sorry, I just have to get ready for this one.
I want to hear it.
She says, quote, "It is baffling to me that somebody with the number of years of experience that you have time after time continue to seemingly purposefully hide the ball to the extent you possibly can for as long as you possibly can, and I really don't want to believe that it is purposeful. But honestly, after a certain number of times, you start to wonder how it could be anything but that. Unless it is just that you are so organized that I am sorry to say, so unorganized that you are throwing this case together as you try it. And I am sorry to say that, but this case is being made much more difficult for everybody because of the haphazard way in which it is being presented.
Let's go,
Let's
bitch.
go, dude.
It's seriously.
And when I did the baffling and the unorganized, she said it like that.
Right.
Yes.
Baffling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is
Dude,
pissed.
that is a pissed
dude.
off judge that's trying to do her fucking job.
Meanwhile,
Everybody else is fucking off.
Meanwhile, if you're a young thug, you're just like,
Yeah. And whenever you see pictures of Young Thug, he's smiling.
Oh, I'm
Like,
sure
in this
he
part of the
would,
case,
too.
he's like, I'm getting this.
he's
This
just
is
doing a Joey.
yeah, like that little raccoon gif. He's like,
I'm getting out of this bitch.
But if you like,
Right.
if you look up recordings of her saying all this, you can tell there's like a lot of intense pauses, and you can tell in her brain she's just thinking, "For fuck's sake!"
How do I say for fuck's sake without saying for fuck's sake?
As a judge, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you mind doing the shit for me? Shit! The defense takes another big loss. So when on trial, specifically for these type of convictions where a jury is necessary, you cannot bring up a defendant's prior convictions or charges.
Okay.
So let's say, Grant's on trial. I can't bring up Grant like had done anything, like any of his priors, because now I'm presenting, or I'm essentially presenting an idea for the jury of who he was.
Sure. You're
So-
doing ad hominem. You're like attacking his character. It's like, no, this is about this situation.
This situation.
Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
And
Okay,
what
Grant?
think and what does one of the lead detectives on the case do while interrogating? He brings up a defendant's priors and is immediately kicked off the case,
Oh my god.
which is the final straw. October 29th to October 30th, 2024. Again, our time. This is very recent. Quamarvius Nichols agrees to take a plea deal that saw him pleading guilty to one count of violating the state's anti-racketeering laws, with his murder and weapons charges dropped. Judge Whitaker agreed to a sentence of 20 years behind bars, though he will have to serve 7 with the remaining 13 on probation. 2 more of Thug's co-defendants took plea deals the following day. McQuavius Huey pleaded guilty to racketeering conspiracy, thievery, robbery, and several other counts, while Vidalius Lil Rod Ryan pled guilty to a single racketeering conspiracy charge and received a 10-year sentence, which was commuted to a time served, and he was already serving a life sentence for a 2019 murder. Huey received a 25-year sentence with 9 already served behind bars, which left the rapper and 2 other co-defendants facing trial. So, like I said, we had, 27 people?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's down to 3.
Damn. Okay.
Now, with the other people taking plea deals, they don't really have much else to work with. Here was the last straw for the whole trial. So if you notice, Young Thug does not take a plea deal. He fights it out. The other guys take the plea deal for better or worse. But Quamarvius Nichols, who otherwise goes by Quay, was supposedly to testify once more on the trial against the other defendants. In this case, he was supposed to read Instagram posts of the crew. The defense refutes it, saying, just like lyrics, it's for show and implies prejudice from their alter ego to who they are and who they are in the court specifically. The state and judge agree, and so they come with this middle ground. They basically say, like, you can present it, but certain things need to be redacted.
Okay.
Everyone agrees. Defense, prosecution, judge. Everyone's in agreement. Yeah, we'll present it, but it has certain parts have to be redacted.
Right.
Now
Okay.
it goes to the court when they bring up the Instagram post. The prosecution did not redact it.
Oh my god. What are these fuckers doing, man?
So they just pull up the full Instagram post, making the person, Quay specifically, read the full statement that he was not supposed to read in the court.
Baffling.
Right? Good callback.
Judge Whitaker flips. because she's pissed. She's like, you guys
flips
had
out.
one job. She has a crash out.
Yeah.
There it is. There's
There it
the word.
is.
Wow.
I honestly forgot it
Oh.
in the moment. I forgot
got
the
it.
word again in the moment.
Judge Whitaker finally agrees to a mistrial. But there's two kinds of mistrial. There's mistrial with prejudice and there's mistrial without prejudice. That means, specifically, she allows a mistrial without prejudice, which means they would have to start the whole trial again
God damn.
That's garbage.
with all
This
the
is
same plea
obviously
deals they've
prejudiced.
made and put all the same witnesses on trial again and do their best to make it all work
Now this is it's a mistrial without prejudice.
without prejudice.
So does that mean that they have to start it over again, or it's
Yeah.
like, well, if we can?
It's up to the state's decision.
Gotcha,
If the state
gotcha.
wants to pursue it again, they have
Mhm.
all their right to, and they have already invested all the money, so they're going to.
Yeah, they're probably not going to drop charges because with prejudice is implying that they intentionally were fucking up this trial.
Yeah.
With the goal of convicting him.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
because he's black. And the crazy thing is they did not do that just based on the idea of in for a penny, in for a pound.
Oh, based
And
on
that's
everything
literally all
they've
they're
said.
doing.
I mean, this is a clear case of prejudice and
Oh,
court
Yeah,
tampering.
of course.
So the defense takes the mistrial. They said, "Fine, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'll take the mistrial without prejudice." And the prosecutions, they're losing their shit because they're like, they know they don't have much else.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know if they can pull this together again. But now it's just like, if we do it, we're just trying to drag this all out now for just 3 people.
Yeah.
So please recall those who aren't Young Thug and also facing serious jail time. Thug was facing 25 years, which is still surprising considering that he has a slew of gun charges. But in the end, he's really only facing 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, everyone gets a very light sentence for all their crimes. And now the RICO charge. Please remember, a RICO charge is supposed to take the head of an organization. You're trying to take the head off a snake, so the state's prosecution does what is called a non-negotiated plea deal. They say that we get to say why Thug needs to serve time in prosecution, and the judge gets to make the final ruling. So everyone here is now gambling. Like, everyone gets to present their case. The prosecution gets to say, like, here's our case for doing this to Thug, and you get to pick. And the defense essentially does the same thing. Like, here's our case on why you shouldn't prosecute him with everything. We'll take whatever the judge says.
So it's like a mini trial
Mhm.
with no jury.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. That seems like a gamble.
It is a huge gamble.
Yeah.
And again, he's potentially facing 25 years. So the stakes are high.
Is that the max or just what they leveled?
That's what they're like leveling with right
Okay.
now. Because like I said, it's a plea deal. So he could get little to nothing or 25.
Right. Okay.
And like I said, he's supposed to be this huge kingpin. He's supposed to know where everything is. He knows what's going on. He's calling all these shots. He's got all these guns.
They've
What's
sunk
going
all
on?
this money into
Yeah.
I mean, like the pre-work, the wiretapping, the phone tapping, the surveillance, the overtime, and
Yeah.
the fucking like build up alone, let alone the court costs.
But you're just talking about a successful gangster rapper.
Do you think maybe Young Thug just slipped it to someone's daughter? And they got, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on?
He's got money, he's got guns, and he's black.
That's what I'm saying. But do you think he like just went on a date with someone?
I think he did something illegal. He did a couple
He did
illegal
a lot
he
things.
of illegal
probably did
things.
some illegal
Yeah.
shit. But I mean,
Who hasn't?
that's what I'm saying,
Not
dude.
any
Thank
more than you or
Austin.
me. Honestly, not any more than you or me.
But
Probably.
so the prosecution, they're trying to present everything they have against him. You know,
Right.
they're throwing everything that they know they have. And at one point, they bring up lyrics from some of his songs. But they dropped the ball. Again,
Yeah.
not only did they bring up lyrics prior to any of the convictions, prior to any of the crimes they're alleging that he did, they quoted the wrong person in the song. So it was Young Thug's song featuring other artists, and they quoted the wrong people.
That's awesome.
Let's go.
Brian Steele brings out this banger and says, quote, the state offered him, Young Thug, 15 years on probation, but they keep piling on these conditions. He just said he's made up his mind. He said, I'm just going to go with it. I gotta get home. Judge may not let me home, but I'm not doing these conditions and admit I'm the leader and I'm involved with all this. And Brian Steele does a solid case in saying, if the difference between, and presents this case, this is the main case for the defense to the judge and what the final call is going to be. He says, if the difference between a man who's supposed to be a kingpin to murder, coercion, drug trafficking, all alike, and is facing 25 years for saying he's not a man willing to say he did and only facing 15 years of probation, then what is he going on here for?
Damn.
And I want to bring this up.
All right. So it is not
That's Judge Whitaker.
She's so tired.
lost on the court that the state, had they been able to come to agreement on certain special conditions, was willing to entirely dismiss the RICO count, was willing to entirely dismiss one of the gang counts, and was willing to entirely dismiss this, machine gun count. Was willing to give a sentence that permitted Mr. Williams to walk out of the door today, and therefore does not seem to be particularly worried that Mr. Williams, if on the streets, would be a danger to society. I'm taking that into consideration in crafting my sentence.
The state.
So again, she is starting to recognize how corrupt all of this is sounding.
Right.
If he's such a big danger, if all of this is such a big, huge concern for society, why are you giving all these plea deals to people?
Yeah.
Why are you letting people walk out of this court case? Why are all these people obviously doing something illegal and you're letting them go?
Yeah.
And so, October 31st, on Halloween, Young Thug takes the plea deal.
This year.
He pleads guilty to several counts that included possession of drugs and firearms and no contest to others, including racketeering. Judge Whitaker sentenced him to 15 years of probation with no time in prison.
All right.
She said, I know you're talented, and if you choose to continue to rap, you need to try and use your influence to let kids know that this is not the way to go and that there are ways out of poverty besides hooking up with the powerful guy at the end of the street selling drugs.
Yeah.
Sounds great, Judge.
I can go though, right?
Yeah.
And then lets him go.
Yeah. Thank you, Judge. Yeah, that sounds great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And that's the YSL court case.
Hey, this is the most relevant podcast episode we've ever had.
I think so. I know we've talked a lot about the legal system and like the systemic issues in the country. I think we've talked about it a lot. But it really just is crazy when you break it down like that, where it's just like an entire like a state's department's worth of funding can just send all these people down on you and go through all of this shit, and then you can spend because we don't have Young Thug money. We can't hire a lawyer like Brian Steele, this fucking G.
Yeah,
Fair.
right.
But when you have a guy who's just like systemically breaking down and being like, listen, look at what these motherfuckers are trying to put on this dude. And then when we show how full of shit they are and the malfeasance that they're committing, they just want to let it go.
Yeah.
And can you imagine the power of the state coming down to crash upon you and how much this happens every single day?
With, so many people with so much less money, so much less well-educated with the legal system.
Yeah.
Right?
Who have a public defender that has like 15 minutes to work on this case
doesn't
before he
give a
goes to
fuck.
the
He
next
doesn't give
one.
a fuck,
Or maybe
right?
he did, or she.
Maybe
She did.
Sorry.
And then
They don't
realized
give a
that, like,
fuck.
I've just been getting fucking hammered by the fucking judges for the last 6 years.
Yeah.
And I've got law school debts. I mean, I don't even have time to read your fucking case file.
I mean, in most cases, any lawyer would be like, a RICO charge? Oh, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very few people would have been willing to even take this court case.
Yeah.
And
And that's
Brian
awesome.
Steele, like I said, is a goat for taking this case, taking
And
it
running
so
with it.
seriously,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
running with it as best he can,
Yeah.
and then doing his damn good job every day,
Yeah.
in and out for over a year.
Yeah.
This had to be his only case, if I had to bet, his
Oh,
only
sure.
case for the entire time.
It's good advertising. Too.
Good advertising. This probably
what
will
I mean?
make his career.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, like, can you imagine if you
It
were
probably
like,
already has.
oh yeah, like if you heard if like you had the money to do it and this was happening to you, you'd be like, you know who I want? I want fucking Brian Steele on my
Brian
shit.
Steele, get his ass up here right now.
Like a fucking dog just going after it.
I don't know. If I was Brian Steele in a court case for almost a year, I'm taking a year of vacation.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck, I'm like, get
It's
me
like
out of this.
the celebrity lawyer for
The
shit.
Kardashians' dad?
Nah. Wait, what? No.
Talking.
Come on. If the glove doesn't fit,
Oh,
Yo.
Johnny Cochran.
yeah, Johnny Cochran. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I mean, what's it called? I know that's Robert Kardashian.
Oh yeah, he was a
Yeah,
Kardashian. Dad.
Robert Kardashian was the lawyer for O.J. Simpson.
Oh, that's right. All right,
Yeah.
so thanks. Yeah.
See, doesn't even pay attention to me. I was right the whole
This is
time.
why Jeopardy took so long. None of us can remember it.
I was just shocked that I won Jeopardy.
Me
On a
too.
technicality.
That was great.
I got beef
On a
with Grace because
technicality.
Grace
On a
made those
technicality.
questions, and so many of those
No,
questions
you
were about
won.
you.
You
On a
won.
technicality.
You won. Before we went into Final Jeopardy, I had the highest score. It doesn't matter. It's all fake.
Right.
I was so distracted by
Yeah,
how
on a
long
technicality
game was
that I
taking.
beat Final Jeopardy.
Gave up.
Yeah, okay. Austin won. I'm not
He did.
bitter about it at
Did,
all.
man. Well, good job.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you.
job,
That's
That was good,
That
Jay.
was
Thank
good.
you for it.
That
But
was a
yeah,
really
one of the
good
main
breakdown,
reasons why I
too.
wanted to cover that case was exactly what you guys said. If this wouldn't have been a case against a person who had the resources, who had the intelligence,
Honestly,
Who
these
had-
were affluent white people in that area. This would never have been a
this
RICO
would have
case.
never happened. But
Yeah.
Young Thug was also very lucky to have all those resources
Yeah.
to beat a case like this. So
And really, what'd he do? Have some guns, sell some drugs. I mean, come on.
That's America, baby.
Yeah.
Dude, I have guns.
That's
I
America,
have
baby.
sold drugs.
and is that so
and
wrong?
I'm sitting right here
we
right
got
now.
people in boardrooms doing that right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
We
is the
do.
Purdue
Dead
family in
serious.
jail? Huh?
They are not. They have killed hundreds of thousands of people.
Is the NRA in jail right now?
No, they have killed hundreds of thousands of people.
I rest
And
my
I'm
case,
not-
Your Honor.
I'm not exaggerating at all. They both have killed hundreds of thousands of people.
You know, and now I'm not exaggerating at all either, but the best liquor I've ever had in my life was produced by Corsair Distillery. Can we hear a word from our sponsors?
That was an excellent serve.
Actually, yes. How many hundreds of thousands of people has Corsair Distillery killed?
I hear
Um,
almost none.
I hear
Almost
none,
none.
but I bet hundreds of thousands of people have enjoyed the wonderful
I bet
taste.
they have.
That's absolutely correct.
Without
If you
any
guys-
death associated with any of those drinkers.
And I'm not sure if this episode will be released around the holidays, but you know what? Gifts are always good, no matter if it's Christmas
Gifts
or
are great any time of
or
year.
just a
Or New
Saturday.
Year's, or
Go
maybe
to
it's
your
Valentine's.
local liquor store and pick up yourself a bottle of Corsair anything. We've got whiskeys, we've got gins, rum, vodka.
My favorite barrel-aged gin.
Barrel-aged gin is the best. That's
the
my
gin
favorite.
is a favorite
My
of mine.
favorite.
And you know what?
The
It
vanilla
fit-
bean vodka is my favorite.
Vanilla
good.
bean vodka is awesome. We got good dark rye. There's an absinthe if you're nuts.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Let
why
me
you guys
try
have
that
an absinthe.
absinthe.
Yeah.
An absinthe.
There is
you
an
say.
absinthe, dude. It's like it's potent. It's finished with a little bit of hibiscus, so it's almost got this like really
Ooh,
nice.
Baby, we got the
Damn.
anise
Flavor.
with the hibiscus on
Yeah.
there. I want to try that.
I've always
Yeah.
wanted to
I wanna
drink
try
like
that.
a fancy railroad baron.
You and me both, Joey.
And if you guys are interested, Corsair does do tours of their distillery, and they offer tasting. They've got a bunch of cool merch.
That's true. They're
Speaking
very
of
sweet.
merch, guess who else has cool merch?
I bet there's some fellas that could tell you about it.
Huh?
We do.
That's
do.
wild.
Yeah.
I'm actually, since nobody else is going to do it, none of you asshole fans of ours, I'm going to go buy 4 Murder Schmurder mugs. And we're going to have this on our table every time we record. We're about to start video recording.
And we're going to drink
should do
absinthe
some-
out of them.
We should
We
get
do
some
our
Murder
live
Schmurder
shows.
Get nothing
There's gonna
done.
be 4 Murder Schmurder mugs on this table.
Y'all heard
every
about
single
Jeffrey
time.
Dahmer? This shit is
Shit, we forgot to hit
crazy.
record again.
Fucking eating people like burritos, man.
Give me some of that burrito.
But yeah, if you want some
Or
of our
my
merch,
burrito. I want some
feel
of
free to
that
go to
burrito.
any of our
Some of that burrito.
Instagrams
That's
or
right.
any of our socials.
That's
on our,
right. I hear it's at Trashville_USA.
Correct. Our TikTok and Instagram is Trashville_USA. And if you click the link in our bio, you can get any of our merch.
You know what we got? We got hats. We got t-shirts. We got pants. We got tote bags. We've got tumblers. We've got
Mugs.
We got
stickers.
socks. We got
Stickers.
panties. We got...
We got stuff we probably don't even know about.
That's right.
Damn. And lots of it. An unlimited amount. And you can get in on that.
And
Right.
if you follow the secret link on all my links, then we'll sell you a gun with the serial number filed off with a big Murder Schmurder sticker on it.
And if you don't want to go that route,
Yay!
then I will print you a gun.
Yeah.
If you guys are looking for other ways to help, you can do this. You can sign up on our Patreon.
I love how gloves.
You sign up
And-
for our Patreon, follow, like, and subscribe.
And then you get
especially
access-
on Spotify.
Spotify, if you like and subscribe, there's also a thing on Spotify where you can comment on podcasts, and that does drive the algorithm a lot. So
We
if
would
you-
love to hear from you. Please
Honestly.
comment on our videos, even if it's just a poop emoji.
Yeah.
Please do so.
And you know what? If you want to hear a certain true crime story, you got comments on something you think we fucked up, or you just want to tell us how great we are, which, hey, I understand. We're
Yeah.
pretty awesome. Just email us at don'temailtrashville@gmail.com.
That's don't email trashville@gmail.com.
That's don't email trashville@gmail.com.
Subscribe, for real. That actually drives the numbers up big time. I know I'm going off the algorithm right now, but for real, hit that subscribe button. It helps us out.
And
Big
then hit
time.
that little bell icon. So whenever you're like, man, I haven't heard from these guys for a while, it's just like, boo, we're right here.
And when you guys get to hear the delight that is our live show on the feed, at this point, when you're hearing this, it's probably already on there. Go back and give it another listen. You know you loved it. Think about how in the future we might be coming to a place near you. And if you're coming into Nashville, hey, check out all our links because you never know.
Yep.
Might be doing another show sometime soon.
That's right.
We enjoyed it. We're going to do it again.
We had
Yeah,
fun.
definitely going to do it again.
Yeah, we're
I
definitely
think
gonna
the
do it again.
audience had fun too.
I think they had a blast.
And you might have a blast the next time.
All right. Next time, I'm going to make sure that my fucking story is saved.
Yeah, you're going to email it to all
Are
of
you?
us. That's
Yeah.
what's going to happen.
That's right. We're going to have
Right.
backups. Control X.
I swear to God.
Just use Google Docs. It saves
For the
automatically.
listener
I
that
use
hasn't listened to
Microsoft
the Christmas episode yet,
Love it.
Austin, we all had stories to write and scripts. Everyone had theirs. Come Austin's
And
turn.
mine was the best.
He pulled up a blank
Second best.
document.
Oh, they all said it was the
I
best.
must have like dreamt that I wrote this story or something.
I really believe you wrote it.
I really did. I promise.
I promise so.
Like, I don't think my reaction would have been that if I was like, yeah, I totally wrote this.
No,
No.
you definitely.
The look on your face said, but I had it.
I saw you.
It was
So-
right there.
Open and reopen Microsoft Word like 7 times in a row. So good. Like this, it's gotta be here. How about this time?
Right.
It's the happiest I've been in a long time.
Yeah, that was a great moment.
That was really funny.
I'm sorry that it's a
was
true
not.
expense, Austin, but God damn it, that made me
God,
so
that was
happy.
so good.
I will keep saying, just because it makes me feel better, that the silver lining is it did add a certain comedic element to the show.
Oh, yeah.
Because like
it was there.
after that happened, that entire room, I think it was the hardest everybody left that night, and it was at me.
I know. It was great. It was great. It was great. Hey, baby, you got laughs. You got laughs.
Hey, you know, I get them one way or another, baby.
You're either laughing with me or at me sometimes.
I'll be your punching bag.
Well, this is Joseph.
This is Jamie.
This is Austin.
And I'm Grant. We're signing off, baby.
We will see you next time.
Okay,
I know,
bye.
baby.
Bye.
Here we go, baby. Baby.
Like what you hear? Subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Trashville_USA. And if there's a true crime story you want the gang to cover, email us at don'temailtrashville@gmail.com. Murder Schmurder is produced by Jamie. Our tracking engineer is Grant. And our mix and mastering engineer is Julie. Incidental music and our theme song is provided by Jules. This has been another production of